Hello, everyone. Welcome to another wonderful week of the Enchanted Spreads. We love doing the Enchanted Spreads as they are stories that hit closer to home but are a little bit more relatable so that we can find guidance or actually see what path we're on and what we may need to take away from it. Today, we visit the story of a maiden who gave life to Thumbelina. Okay. Now, I love the story of Thumbelina, and there are so many layered pieces to this story. I mean, we could all break down just about the maiden, but we'll just graze upon her and we'll leave her for another story. As today, the tale is about Thumbelina, also known as Maya, the spring goddess. Okay. So, Thumbelina was actually created by a maiden who so badly wanted to be fertile. She was a pagan and she went after and sought for any ways that would kind of make sense for her to be able to give life. Okay. And so she took it upon herself to call on the Fae to help her. And so they did. And they gave her this beautiful flower like she had never seen before. And when the flower opened up, there was this little person inside. But was it a human? Was it a fairy? Was it a flower? Well, she wasn't sure, but she decided she wanted to love and tend to this beautiful girl who she seen. Thumbelina was just the size of a thumb, hence where she got the nickname, which in many different breakdowns of different cultures virtually just means tiny or small one or little. Okay. Now, in this story, Thumbelina has the disadvantage of being so tiny, so she is stolen away from home by a toad who wants to marry her. But she is saved by some fishes, just like we have in all fairy tales. The animals are really pivotal points in here. They're caring, they're nurturing, they understand that she needs love in a different kind of way. And Thumbelina becomes almost her own identity of a person, which kind of leads me to Alice, right? Back to the Alice in Wonderland, where she had to declare her freedom, where she had to state who she was. Very much so like our girl Thumbelina. She had to decide who she was and what she wanted to be. For so long, she was what everyone else had the idea or the concept of who she was or what she needed to be, and people taking advantage of her in her life. She too had to be like Alice and decide, what is this moment? When am I going to break away? And so Thumbelina left the care of the animals who were taking care of her, and she went out on her own. And now she knew with this that this may come with a bit of strife, that this may come with some action on behalf of other people who did not want her to have success because people loved her voice, they loved the way she looked. She was different and they wanted that. But just as much as she was wanted, she was hated too by others, people who really did not know her or understand who or what she was. So in this world of complexity, much like we all live in, we have to go through this discovery phase like Thumbelina did. While Thumbelina being tended to by the animals and the things that were around her, she became a more empathetic person herself. She realized and recognized who and what she should give power to, and she became a goddess in her own light. She started to tend and nurse back to nature, the animals, the plants, and they started to rever her and have a new respect for her. When these cards come to you, they ask you to look upon the people who are around you, look upon the things that are going on around you. They may be pushing you out. You may be feeling like an outcast. You may be trying to figure out and discover who or what you really are. You may have expectations you're trying to live up to from everybody else, such as Thumbelina. She had the expectations of her mother of succeeding. She had the expectations of all these other people that she would be this great fairy. She had the expectations of herself of deciding who and what she was going to be. There was just so many things she was going through. Now, like a lot of us, we go through this period and it just makes us feel depressed and down, and we feel rejected and we get frustrated because we have no idea who and what our identity is. And we're taken advantage of by the people who are supposed to care and look after us. Now, Thumbelina discovered her own way, much like we need to do, much like Alice did, right? They discovered their own way and found ways to find that natural healing. For you, it may be time for you to look within. It may be time for you to connect with nature, with animals, with plants. Okay. Maybe time for you to listen to the divine message that spirit may be giving you. Maybe time for you to release those chains and take on a new journey in your life. It may be time for you to look more reflectively inward and go, who am I and what is it that I want to be? Declare your freedom and state what you want to be and state who you are. But also be mindful because, like in the beginning of this story, the mother, she had asked for a baby, she asked for a child, but she did not, she was not specific in what she wanted. She wasn't specific in her intentions. And so the life that she created, the life that came to her, was always in danger, was always on the go. And so for you, I want to say, be mindful, be cautious, because there's going to be many like Ursula who come along and who say they want to help the poor unfortunate souls, but virtually they have their own agenda. They want to take your soul for themselves. They want to take your identity for themselves. They want to take your voice for themselves. So you have to be powerful in knowing who you are. Remember, you are this magician energy. You hold the power within yourself to become who you want to be, decide what your future is, and also decide who and what you're going to allow into your life. Take in all that you can from these fairy tales, the different journeys that each one takes you on. Find a way to take in those lessons and apply those to your regular day-to-day life. You'll be so surprised with what you get back. I hope that you enjoyed these stories, and I hope that you found a lesson in this as well and some guidance. I look forward to seeing you all next week. Please stay tuned for all of our great content on YouTube. Have a good one.